I am phase lead for our upper school section. So in the British system, it's year 6 through to year 9. However, from 2027 onwards, we will be expanding to Key Stage 4, commencing with year 10 and in 2028, year 11. Our upper school is almost like a transition phase between primary and then the rigours of high school. And if we can provide a much smaller class size in terms of kids building independence as well as skills to prep them for Key Stage 4, which will commence in academic year 2027, a small school is perfect. The big difference is that they move to having subject specialists across the range of subjects, which will be what happens to them when they move on to high school. So they're getting used to working with different adults, different routines. They've come to us already geared with lots and lots of skills from primary. So our job at top end Key Stage 2 and Key Stage 3 is to build independence as well as their ability to think outside the box and apply the skills to lots of different situations. The IGCSE is part of the British curriculum and it's studied at year 10 and year 11. But as mentioned, Key Stage 3 is a transition phase, and particularly in term 2, I know, for example, in science, they look at transition units at the end of the curriculum or the program of study to start gearing them to those more technical questions that they may be given at Key Stage 4. But in terms of preparation, that starts right from when they step through the door into upper school, because we're asking them to be a lot more independent. They've still got to negotiate their timetable, where their equipment is, and all good skills that we can nurture during their time in upper school. Simply put, it's a general certificate of education that within the British system, every child at 16 should leave school with. Children moving on to higher education don't need to take A-levels. It is not compulsory, but A-levels and International Baccalaureate are the same level. IB is the International Baccalaureate. You may hear from children who've done the IB to suggest that it might be harder than A-levels. Simply put, if they move into the American system, there won't be an IGCSE. They will go straight into IB at grade 11 and grade 12. If they're moving on to A-levels, you have an element of choice, and if you absolutely loved maths, physics and science at school, you could simply do maths, physics and science at A-level as specialisms. But at IB, you have to complete a set of 7 subject areas across the 2 years, so they would still keep up with their language, their English, a science, their maths, something creative. It's a more of a holistic program, and parents do ask, would my child fit IB? Would my child fit A-levels? And actually that is something that we can talk through with the parents, but I would never, ever say go straight for that straight away. I think the child has got to walk into the school, and a bit like here, they've got to feel like it's home.